I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 10, Volume 8. So this week we're finishing off this tape. Now we did all this last week, loads of stuff, including Mr. Wimpy, what else do we have? Pie Mania, which we never got into again, Trashman, the Travels Trashman, never got to work actually. We're on side 2 now, but I have a feeling that side 2 is quite short because it only says Southern Belle and Nightshade there and nothing else. But it could be massive, but it could be tiny. So if it's tiny, I have got a backup. I've got this one, which I thought was very apt because it's May 1990, and it's a crash tape. It's a Crash Presents tape from May 1990, and it's got on here Scuba Dive, Nuclear Countdown, Cassia, or something similar, and Surface Tension, which I assume is water as well, actually related. It seems to be a very water-related tape. So I thought we'd give that a go, because 99, it's May anyway, so why not? Why not give it a go? So that's a possibility if we don't get to it. I never played that one before, though, I can't remember. It's one that I feel like we should do. So I also have another question for you, because we've got a bit of a dead heat at the moment about the what's for the final part of the season, and basically we need an answer this week. So let's have a little look at the tapes, the options available again to us. So we have to finish the season. We either have computer hits with the 6 on it, the original hits, which has basically got Dark Star, Eddie Kid Jumps, Heroes of Khan, Scuba Dive, Day in the Life of, and Special Operations. Or alternatively, we have Computer Hits 3, which is Forbidden Planet, He Dares Wins 2, Cauldron, Juggernaut, 3D Lunar Attack, Herbert's Dummy Run, Jeff Craig's Strongman, Astro Clone, Give Me My Regards to Broadway, and Show Jumping from Alligator. Now, if we decide to choose this one, these are the last 2 episodes are going to be this, because it's very big for that kind of thing. And to be fair, there's some cracking games on there, and we have the instructions. So up to you what we choose. So Computer Hits or Computer Hits 3. So put it in the comments below, and we'll see if we can break that heat anyway. Okay then, without further ado, this is going in a tape drive. Right, the tape is in the drive, so let's get down our favourite on 48K basic, and we'll do load it, and we'll see whether or not anything loads off this side. I'm hoping there's more than just the 2 items on it. However, I have the sneaking suspicion we've only got the 2. So we've got that Crash tape, that May 90 tape, just in case, with Scuba Dive, which I think everybody's played Scuba Dive, have they? I would have thought so. I don't know why it says Elite beside it, though. Or am I thinking of a different game? I'm thinking of maybe the Jarell one that was kind of around at the sort of... what's the Jarell one called? I thought that was called Scuba Dive. That's not a good start. Usual what's on the tape. Let's just see. Do you know what? It builds up to the tension of the whole thing. We get to that point where you go, right, is it going to load? No. No, see, that's not... you don't want to do that. I must have knocked the cable there, by the way. I do apologise. It's one of them loose sort of... I don't think it's loose. I just think it's very sensitive in the RGB port that I've got connected, because I've got the SCART cable and the old RGB just for that sharpness, which is kind of cool. No, that's not a good sign. Come on. And that flashing on and off is annoying. Here we go. Let's try that again. I've got the tape... No, it doesn't like that. Let's change it over. We've got the other tape drive here handy to begin with. We'll go with that. It's fine. Let's not worry yet. Don't worry. Once it starts loading, we've got important things to talk about. Mainly Star Wars. If you're into Star Wars. Oh, much better. Much better. It didn't work. Let's try it again. Come on. Star Wars and charity shop hunting. I did a lot of charity shop hunting this week. Lots and lots. Had a week off. It was quite nice, actually. No, it's not going to have it. Let's see if anything else happens. It's not really... It doesn't like this one today. I've even cleaned the tape drive. I had this kind of sneaking suspicion that I was going to have issues with this. Where is the tape case? I've left it up there, hang on. Just reach it up. Got it. Right, okay. This is meant to be Southern Belle, which is based on is it a B-52 bomber or something similar? Second World War, something like that. Right, okay, go for it. This time. No, it's just not having it. It just doesn't like it. It does not like it. No likey. Not liking it at all. This is the start we didn't read. There's a little beep at the beginning of that. No. Right, okay, let's fast forward and see what we can get to. That's loading the screen. Let's see if we can get a bit further forward. We can do that. I keep knocking this cable somewhere along the lines. That's a loading data for it. I'll find it in PlayZX in a second, to be honest with you. So get the old app out on the phone and do that. But first we'll see if we can get anything working from further on the tape. Do you know something? I had a bad feeling about this one. I knew it wasn't going to be right. Are we going to be awkward as well with the screen? We've got proper awkward today with the old screen as well. Look at this, it keeps going off. Ah! Fast forwarded that a long way. Okay, we've got space. Fingers crossed. We've got something. Typical what's on the tape, this one. As I said before in the introduction there, that we need to kind of choose a tape. It has to be either the original Computer Hits or the Hits 3. We haven't broken the deadlock. If we don't break the deadlock, I'm going to flip a coin. Because it's the only fair way, isn't it? So I might flip a coin, if I can find a coin that's sensible. Don't think there is such a thing as a Star Wars coin. Is there? Maybe there is, actually. You never know. Hey! So this will be Nightshade. Oh, wow. So Nightshade is an isometric from our old friends at Ultimate Play the Game. It has featured on What's on the Tape before. It's been one of them. It's a bit of a. It's a weird one. Not a bad one, just a weird one. And in the sense of the. I'm not sure what the premise is entirely of it. You seem to be collecting some kind of viruses. It's really weird. You'd think it would be alchemy with a name like Nightshade, but I don't think I actually own this. It's not one in my collection, and although I really do like Ultimate Games, the ones that I wanted are the ones that I owned, are the ones that I actually have in my collection, and I really would, obviously, I'd love more. Oh. Oh, it is going to load. It's alright, I had to turn the volume up there. It was a bit weird. It was a bit low, I think, and it suddenly lost it. It's a very weird sort of background going on there with the screen. It was very yellow for a second there. That's kind of not necessarily a good thing. So, but we will find Southern Belle on PlayZX after we've done this one. We'll stop after this one, and we'll play this one, and we'll put Southern Belle on from PlayZX. Assuming it's on there, actually. I've got coffee. What hope you've got a beverage? It's a warm coffee, that one. Nice and hot. Oh, apparently over 40 degrees though is not good for you. That does feel mightily warm. Mightily warm. Right, okay, let's have a little look and see if on PlayZX whether it's there or not. So yeah, charity shop hunting this week. We started on a Tuesday, and it's kind of disappointing. It's way of the world at the moment, and I'm sure you all noticed this, that we went out, and obviously the shops have been shut for ages, and the first thing we found is that there's an awful lot of I found Southern Belle, by the way. There's an awful lot of charity shops shut. We found 7 charity shops that we would normally have visited shut, and we went round 2 towns and the city where I live, and the towns, one of them was down to literally 1 charity shop, the other one was shutting that day, and the other one had already gone. The second, and it used to be quite a productive little town. Used to get quite a lot of odds and sods. My wife likes knitting, so she collects up wool, which a charity shop is a great place for wool, because everybody kind of the wool ends there, if that makes sense. It's kind of the end of its journey, so she usually gets wool, and she got a bag full of wool anyway from the first charity shop we visited. The second one was half empty already. It was a Sue Ryder one, which is, I think it's a Morrison's charity, isn't it, Sue Ryder? Is that right? I may be wrong. Anyway, but that was on its way out as well. They were closing that one down. Now, I've had some great luck in that in the past. I've actually picked up a PS1 from there, an Xbox, original Xbox. I didn't pick up a PlayStation 2, and I picked up an entire, I must have picked up 30 DS games in a single run once there. It was really good, and now it's shut. Or shutting. It was shutting the day after we were visiting, so that was really disappointing. So we decided we'd go to another town where we'd got some there, and we were down to 2 open charity shops. One was particularly poor; it's not open very often anyway. Wasn't an awful lot in it. The second one wasn't much better. There was a few odds and sods, nothing very exciting, and realistically, there wasn't really anything left. It was kind of the rest of the town. All the other charity shops had shut. One where I found a Philips TV with a VCR. A proper CRT TV for £10, including the remote control, and it was actually working, and I still use it to this day, and it's shutting as well, and you go, it's just terrible. And also they had a lot of PlayStation and Xbox games in there, and it's not for the want of people like myself, because we do actually go and we do troll through these things, and all these things are gifted to these places. They don't buy it. I just think the pandemic's been a bit too much for them economically, and it's not been able to survive, which is a real shame, because most charities don't pay any taxes in relation to. I knew that was going to happen. It kind of was a no-brainer that was going to happen. Right, let's get the Southern Belle on, and we'll go back to Nightshade in a minute. So let's just do a new here, and we'll do Southern Belle. But yeah, it kind of sad. Very sad indeed, that so many of them shut in the first place. I'm sure they'll bounce back, or at some point they may move back in again. But it makes companies and let's be honest, charities are companies at the end of the day. They're charitable organisations, but they're still companies. And they kind of will have to make financial decisions about whether or not they can actually manage or maintain these places in future. Is this my tape deck being funny today? Rewind to the start. There we go. Let's try it again. Oh, my tape deck's being weird. It's not the tapes necessarily. It's my tape deck. Oh, right. Okay, you're being particularly awkward today. Let's try this again. Come on then. You know you want to. That's better. No, it's not. It's not what we want to do, really. Why are you being awkward? Do you know what? That's really, really annoying that's being awkward like that. That's not a good start, and it's not what we like to hear. Or not that. I don't know why it's being awkward today. I don't know why. Stop that one. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with my PlayZX there. That's fine. Okay. Really annoying. I did give it a clean beforehand, and it's just misbehaving. Give me a second, and I'll come back to you. Hang on a second. Okay, so we have put the new Spectrum on. I've basically plugged another Spectrum in, just to hell with it. Let's not mess around, and let's do load dit, and let's hope that we can get this to work, which will be really nice if we can get this to work. There we go. There's a little spin there of the thing kind of engaged. There we go. Come on, Spectrum, behave yourself. What is going on? Is this my converter thing now? Can't be these Spectrum things. I'm having a bit of a problem today, aren't I? I'm having huge issues with something that should be not an issue, realistically. There we go. That's better. Oh, thank God for that.
don't know. No idea. Just one of those days. Anyway, so Southern Belle and charity shops. So charity shops, quite a few of them were shut. And was quite disappointing, actually, to be honest, that they were quite shut. I needed to say, it's all charitable donations at the end of the day. So we decided that we'd take a trip back to the city as well, and we thought we popped into a couple of the various... Oh, this is not what I thought it was. I thought this was a World War plane. It's not. It's trains. These are quite expensive, these ones. Last time I saw one of these Southern Belle ones, it was like 40 quid. So yeah, these are quite expensive games, actually. Anyway, so I took a trip back to the city, and we thought we'll have a look at the charity shops locally and see what we've got, see if there's anything good, the usual kind of thing, see if we can have a do something there, salvage the day in the sense of it. And I managed to find a few odds and sods, but nothing. I'm surprised that doesn't get coloured in. It's just black and white. Fair enough. Yeah, so salvage a day, see if we can get something, good from the things. I got a couple of things, not very exciting, a few games and whatever else. It's put a bit of money in the charity shop. My wife got some more wool and knitting stuff. She did really well, actually, out of the day. And we kind of called it day then, and then my daughter was at the dentist the next day, so she getting some teeth done because she's getting braces sorted, so she had to have some teeth removed, which isn't very nice, pleasant. So we gave her the day off, and it was kind of a bit stressful because she was winding herself up the whole day. But we got through the day, and then the next day, wife and I said, right, okay, we'll go out again. We'll head off to somewhere else, and we'll have a little look anyway. So again. A lot of charity shops closed. A lot of them limited hours, but doesn't surprise me realistically. They are managed by older people, so I wonder if this is a staff thing nowadays. I don't know. Could be. Anyway, so limited shops open. Went round quite a lot of them. Absolutely nothing. And my wife said, "Oh, we'll avoid this tiny little one. There won't be anything there." Got there. Fantastic. Looked in the window, and I've been looking for, because I do my Euro Truck Simulator, which I know many of you don't watch, but some of you do. Euro Truck Simulator, and I've been looking for model trucks, something to go with my other collection of the rubbish that I collect. And I wanted some model trucks, but they had to be actual real trucks, not like sort of pseudo trucks, or they look like a truck kind of thing. I wanted real trucks. So anyway, on the window there was these two trucks. There was one for Safeway and there was one for Cadbury's. And I went in, I had a look, and I was like, oh wow, those look right. Anyway, I picked them up, and they turned out to be actual Volvo FM12 trucks. And I was like, oh wow, so these are real models. And the plot thickens though, so I took them home, and they were really cheap, and they were quite expensive models normally, but they were quite cheap in the charity shop. I still paid £4 a piece, so they got £8 out of me. They did okay, but this is the charity shop we didn't plan to go in. So I got these £8 worth of models, took them home anyway, looked them up on the internet, and actually discovered a picture on Volvo's own website of these Safeway trucks back in the day. So it's almost 20 years ago. They were W-Reg at the time. These FM12 trucks, and it's actually almost painted identically. Almost. There's some slight differences, but it's quite impressive, really, that I managed to do not only find those trucks, but also find them on Volvo's website. It was really impressive. So, but then we went on for we got a few odds and sods. We got a few things in that shop. I remember getting I think there was a game. There was a DS game I picked up for 50p, which I was quite chuffed with. Not a particularly good game, but I got 50p. And then we went back again to, because we missed the one shop because there was a limited number of people who could go into it. Went into it, I cleared the shelf. Got loads of games, PS2s and original Xbox. But again, I get quite sad, reduced number of shops and reduced number of people. And I think people have been charitable during the pandemic, but I just don't think they've got the resources to push them out. I had no idea, by the way, when we're looking at this, that Houston Consultants, or Houston, actually made these games. No idea at all. No idea what they're about either, to be honest with you. I have no idea. It's good to be actually loading one, though. I wonder if my tape head on this has become, I don't know, can they become demagnetized or something similar? Not on the head of my tape deck, obviously. The tape of the converter thing that I use, which is like a cassette thing that you used to use for your cars back in the day when CD players turned up. I just wondered if it was something related to that. Don't know. Right, okay, we are finished. Computer demonstration run, training run, easy schedule and speed limits, stopping the train and signalling, heavy stopping, record run, Southern Belle, problem Problem run. Save and load. Oh. I don't really want to see a computer demonstration. I kind of want to go with the whole Southern Belle thing straight away and just go the whole hog. I'm sure this is going to be a massive mistake. There's a training run. Let's do a training run. Number 1. Blower and whistle, firing, injector, total control, 5. Okay, training run, control level 5. 11 AM, Victoria to Brighton. Victoria to Brighton, this is when we're stopping. Drivers are reminded not to make excessive smoke at Victoria Station. Right, okay. Oh, wow. All aboard! Right, okay, so I had to leave shortly. Oh, look, there's buttons next to them. V is whatever that one is. C is whatever that is. I is that one. B is B. I'm going to assume B is brake. Should we do B? D? Oh, I'm doing D. B has done something. It's V velocity. We're not moving yet. Oh, this looks quite good for a time. Forward. Oh, it's difficult without controls. I could imagine this is quite good if I can actually get the blooming thing to work. V for velocity. D. I'm whistling. A is whistle. Woo! I'm just a train. Oh God. Oh, I can open the vent. Look, the fire thing. I'm gonna blow this thing up, you know. Game over. Press A. I think I blew it up. Cylinder overfilled, boiler, start. Should we do a computer demonstration so it can show us what it's doing? Go on then. So it's opening the vents. What else is it doing? I can't see what it's pushing though. That's the weird part about it. Oh, it's gone. It's whistled. It's got coal. It's no speed yet. I'm waiting for it to go. I'm excited actually. Oh, it's where? Look, it's moving. Wow. I can see why these command a lot of trains are very popular even now. I can see why these command lots of money. I mean, if you think about it, you've got modern day train simulators that basically are formulaic in their design. They kind of follow the same formula that we've got here with this train, but obviously with modern day graphics. But the same scenario. People love driving trains. I'm glad there's a computer demonstration to see what it looks like. Can we see the train track twisting away here? There's a train going. It's got speed 21. I see that's 21 miles per hour. Don't think they're working knots. Oh, that's a bit of a bumpy road. That's kind of cool, isn't it? As I say, if you were into trains, you'd probably be quite impressed with this. This would probably be your thing. You'd probably quite enjoy this, because you'd also have to work out when to slow down. I see there's a train signal there. There's time to get to the next location. Yeah, that's very good. I like that. That's quite impressive, really. Right, while that's doing that, let's find Nightshade and see if we can get Nightshade sorted. Can't spell Nightshade. Nightshade, Ultimate, play the game, Nightshade. Okay, I've got Nightshade handy. Oh, here we go, coming up on the city. Battersea Park. Of course, Battersea Park has a power station, so I guess that's the power station there. It's the only thing I know about Battersea, by the way. If you know anything else, tell me in the comments below. They've got Dogs Home, don't they? And that chap who used to be Lily Savage. What's his name? Paul something or other. He used to be. If my wife was here, she'd tell me who it was. And we're coming up. That supposed to be the power station. There we go. We've got 4 minutes to get there, so he's just going slowly. He's got the engine part or the furnace type thing. What's that called? There's a firebox. Firebox? Is that what it is? I don't know. But there's our power station. Very clever. I like it. That's cool. Right, okay, let's reset. I'm going to go for it. I think he's braking now, by the way. Applying the brakes. Yeah, he's applying the brakes, I think. Do we just have to come to a halt? Do they just come to a halt here? No, he's not. He's not applying the brakes. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. He's doing speed 32. This must be a train station coming up now. I'm half interested to see the train station, that's all. That's the train station. Is it a train station? It can't be far away from where he needs to be there. I'm sure he had to be there in 4 minutes. I may be wrong here. Little hut. That'll be a water station. Oh, it's the signalling station. There we go. Stop signal has appeared. Here's our station, must be. And get all our people to get on. All aboard! The train. If we were going to get topical and current, we'd probably go, well, sort of current. 10 years ago, probably now. With all aboard the Hogwarts Express, is that what it is? Hogwarts Express? I don't think that's that important, but anyway. That is very cool. Back in the day, you'd be blown away by those three-dimensional graphics and the fact that you're moving there. Yep, you would have been, most definitely. Are you stopping there, or are you just keeping on going? It's not stopping. I think he's just gone through a stop sign. And Clapham Junction, he's just flying through. Oh, well, whatever. Right, come on, let's go. Let's get this next one loaded. Let's do that. Let's go for this next one. Let's load Nightshade. I could have sworn that was a game with it. There must have been a bomber or something that was that called that. I can't remember. There we go. Ready to go. Look, working properly. Beautiful. It's just what we need. Nightshade. So we've got, as I say, we've got this crash tape just in case there's nothing else on this tape, but we'll see when we get along through. Nightshade, very weird game. Some kind of weird virus thing going on rather than necessarily what I thought it would be, which is sort of alchemists, I think. Or am I completely misreading the story? Either way, beautiful graphics, well designed, usual quality for Ultimate of the day. Never really got into it. Never really got into the isometrics. Still struggle a bit with isometrics today. I still struggle a bit with platformers, actually. I like platformers, but when they're not so free-roamy, that's just probably why I like things like Chucky Egg and Manic Miner over liking, the larger, more wandery things. However, that doesn't mean I don't like them. I just don't like them as much as those easy ones where it's just like the objectives are simple. I grew up on arcade games, and arcade games for the most part when I was a kid growing up were just simple one-screen jobs, or a couple of 3 screens. One did this, one did that, and then one did this. And that was the kind of nature of the games that I used to play as a kid. So I kind of some of them kind of didn't fit for me, and unless they were sort of almost arcade conversions, it was kind of tough. And I get Nightshade, but I don't get Nightshade, if that makes sense. Anyway, coffee. Oh, coffee's good. We love coffee. No more coffee. That's really good. Right, okay. So, next topic, we have to talk Star Wars. All right, we have to talk Star Wars. We have to talk modern Star Wars. I got recently again. When it comes to Star Wars figures, I can't collect them when they're cheap. So, like, I went to Morrison's not too long ago, and there was all the retro figures for Empire Strikes Back. Basically, all the kid ones I had as a kid, basically, and they were cheap. So I bought the whole batch. There was 6 of them in the set. I bought the whole set because they happened to have the whole set there, and it included Boba Fett and Princess Leia and Han Solo and Yoda and I can't remember who's the other one. Lando Calrissian? Yeah, Lando. Something else, can't remember anyway. So, my tendency is to sort of buy Star Wars figures when they're cheap, and same when they're online. If I see them cheap online, I buy them. But I do have a preference for Star Wars figures. It's kind of one of those things, you know, where you've got a preference for sort of specific things. I didn't have many as a kid. I had the heroes as a kid, and I kind of, you know, you had your Han Solos, you had your Luke Skywalkers, you had Princess Leia's, and you had Rebel Troopers and all this kind of stuff. But I never had enough Stormtroopers or Darth Vader. I had Darth Vader, obviously, but I didn't have enough Stormtroopers. I had like one Stormtrooper, which is, you need like 10 Stormtroopers to be sensible with Stormtroopers, if that makes sense. So I collect Stormtroopers. Now, if I see Stormtroopers, and now Clone Troopers as well, because I've after watching Clone Wars, I've got newfound respect for the first 3 episodes. I kind of like them when you watch Clone Wars to fix the lot of sins of the movies themselves. It does fix a lot of sins, and Ahsoka Tano is by far my favourite Star Wars character ever. Now, well and truly, well beyond. And everybody's going to go, oh, but Han Solo's awesome. No, Ahsoka Tano is way more rounded as a character. You know, Jedi training, quits the Order, you know, leads parts of the rebellion in the background, and is basically an awesome Force user. She's way more rounded. She's much more balanced, and she sees things from all perspectives as well. She doesn't just. It's a balance thing for her. Ahsoka Tano is one of the greatest characters. And I don't want to spoil something for you, but if you haven't watched Clone Wars, there is a confrontation between her and somebody really important, and it is awesome. And I think it also appears in Rebels. I mean, seriously, Rebels and Clone Wars. Once you get past those initial sort of 3 seasons, the crap, you know, the first season of Rebels is pretty poor. The last season, the first 3 seasons of Clone Wars is awful. But once you get past that, it's really good canon, and it's really good, worth watching. And if you don't feel the same way about Ahsoka Tano by the end of it that I do, I'll be surprised, because she's an extremely well balanced character, one of my favourites. I'm on the lookout for her characters, but unfortunately they're now 150 quid a pop, and I don't pay £150. As I've already told you, I like to pay prices. But I did spot a few bargain Star Wars figures, and I went a little mad the other day, and I got myself an IG-11 from the Mandalorian. I also got from Mandalorian, I got a Death Trooper. I got a Remnant Stormtrooper, which looks awesome, but it's basically a Stormtrooper but dirty. And then I also got another Mandalorian himself, because I really like the Mandalorian, and a lot of people don't like. Well, no, not a lot of people. Some people see it as just Saturday TV, and that's exactly what it's meant to be. If you don't see it as just Saturday television, like watching Knight Rider or Baywatch or something like that, or you know, those kind of programs that appeared at that time, that pulp style thing, then you're missing the point of Mandalorian, because I think Mandalorian is designed to be that kind of way. Anyway, I have no idea what the keys are, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to press the 0 and we're going to start. Here we go. There's that guy. I think we're trying to kill ghosts. I think that's the... Oh, I've changed the direction. Actually, don't remember this one. Aha. There we go. And you have to collect something to shoot these things. I remember that. You've got to collect... I think I've played this on the Amstrad CPC, but not on the Spectrum. I don't remember seeing... Or if I did, I don't remember him being yellow. Ah! How do I shoot? I'm poisoned. I've not got the controls right in my head here, by the way. We've got to find in one of these houses. There's like a... Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I was never very good with the kind of... You've got to be a specific... Ah, right, in that house there was some stuff to collect, look. Missed it. Those things are like my fire. So I can now fire like a donut turd thing. There you go. And it can kill things. It's a donut poo. There we go. Yeah, there's one there. Yeah, and then I can shoot. But I'm not sure what the... I've got loads of donut poos. Rather flattened dog turds. Anyway, so we got our dog poos. We'll collect up a few dog poos, give us a chance, fighting chance, and then we've got to take these dog poos and shoot one of them ghosty things. So there's like an arrow pointing to the direction that he's coming from. So you see, there's got to go north to where this bad guy is, and he's up here somewhere to the north. Or is that just the arrow pointing? Oh, what's that? Oh, I can walk faster. Oh, I'm not sure. I thought the arrow was pointing the direction we wanted to go, but it's not. There's more medicine type magic things. Yeah, there we go. We've now got a coronavirus antibody. That's what that is. There we go. And out the other side. I'm not sure. As I say, we're looking for that. We're looking for, I think, the skeleton guy first. Well, the skeleton. And there's some more bizarre creaturey things. There's a fire, which will most definitely kill me. Here we go. Across here. Okay. I've not found what I'm looking for, though. I'm sure he's out here somewhere. You can't. It's one of those. I think it's one of those games you need a map for. This is one of their mapping jobs. There are a few games that have kind of taken to that old school, sort of approach to things. This is one of them kind of games that modern day games that are a bit old school with it. That's why I went yellow, because I got hit by the fire earlier. I hadn't realised I got hit by the fire. Okay. I've healed myself. Where's this skeleton thing? There's no rhyme or reason to where he's living. Where do you live, skeleton dude? I wish to shoot you and kill you and your friends. Oh, that made them spawn. Didn't kill them. Nope, got in and out of the doors. I'm last life now. Would I have played this much back in the day? Probably is the answer to that question. I've got a Holy Bible. Very useful. A Holy Bible. Okay, and we're out. Oh, I've died. I don't know why I ran into him really there. Oh, I've got one life left. Where are you, skeleton dude? It's like you get 2 chances, though, because you get, like, attacked by the thing, and then essentially you've got... I'm just wandering here, by the way, aimlessly. Aimlessly wandering. But if you get hit by the same creature twice, it looks like you die. Maybe he's down here. Yeah, a lot of wandering going on here. Okay. Oh, throwing the Bible at them. Oh, it's a reusable weapon, though. It's reusable. Oh, 9% of the game. Wow, only 9%. That's a massive long sort of wander, isn't it? Realistically. It's huge wander, in fact. Okay, let's get this tape back in the drive and hopefully, we'll get something to load off this. Let's give it a try. Okay, down the old 48K loader. Let's do that. Oh! Straight away. Oh, it's just the end of that. It's the end of Nightshade. Fingers crossed, though. That's the end of night. It's definitely the end of Nightshade. On we go. Come on, come on. I was going to fast forward it a bit, but I think I'm going to leave it for the moment. Nope. Not going to diddle it. Here we go. Come on. See what we got. So anyway, Star Wars figures. So we got the Star Wars figures. I also picked up a couple of other troopers that I spotted. I spotted some nice sort of little ones that were very cheap, and it was Nazda. I picked up some clone troopers. One was the Honor Guard for Ahsoka, which is back into whatever else is. Red face painted over the thing. That thought was kind of cool. When she was a Jedi, and then of course the another clone trooper, shock trooper, very cool. I thought they were cool anyway. But we need to get onto Bad Batch once we get on to loading this next one. I think we're clear, by the way. I think we are. Bizarre, isn't it, when they don't finish off the tapes? They just leave them empty. You've got one side that's absolutely chocker with 16k goodness. 16k's worth of beautiful, beautiful games. And then all of a sudden, one side is... One more quick whiz. No, that's absolutely empty. Right, okay, so we're on with the crash tape. Even though we've put 45 minutes in, we get the crash tape out. We're going to get these ones on as well. So this should be Scuba Dive, and it says it's from Elite, but I don't remember Elite publishing it. Did they publish it? Anybody remember that? I don't remember that. Don't remember any of that, to be honest with you. Nuclear Countdown. I feel like I should know that one, but I don't. Then there's Carisia 3 and Surface Tension. So we got a few to go anyway. I think it's all the same on the same side, so I think we're all on one side of the tape, so we're all good. Oh, that's a good start. We'll give it another try. Come on. There we go. Scuba. R-tape error. There we go. And we get an R-tape error. I knew it was going to happen. We knew it. Give it another try. We'll see if it does it. I think it's almost like a warm-up thing for these things. You know, they've not been used for years. So they've been sat on the side. This is a collection I got from... Sawthumbs. He was selling a batch of cassettes, cover cassettes, and it was a big pile. It was like 24 cassettes or something similar. So I just bought the whole lot for like 12 quid or something similar, and I thought that included the postage and packaging. So I thought that was reasonable value, if I'm honest. And I have, like any cover cassettes, I don't know how everybody else feels about them. I do love some of them because there's some games that never existed any other way other than as cover cassettes. But at the same time, the quality of them can be a bit hit and miss, realistically. The Crash ones were quite good because you got these 4 games with this really poorly designed front cover. It wasn't striking in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, it is the one I'm thinking of. Jarell, but it says Elite on here. Did Elite release it? Re-release it? Did they buy the software? Scuba Dive's a really good game, though. Scuba Dive's a great game, in fact. Scuba Dive is a quite enjoyable romp in the sea. It's kind of one of the games that I always think of when I think of sea-type games, or games where you're swimming, things like that. It's Scuba Dive and Echo the Dolphin for me. Those are the ones that I think of when doing that. However, I'm told that Maneater is worth trying, which is where you play as a shark and you just gobble people up. It looks really cool, actually. That's one of the ones I want to get on the Switch, actually. But it looks really, really cool. So that's the other one that I've seen recently. I suppose you got Jaws, haven't you? But when it came to games, I never really played Jaws the game. It was definitely Scuba Dive. Was there any others that come to my mind? I don't think so. What was your favourite ones? What was Glug? It was Glug Glug, wasn't there? That was another one, wasn't it? There was another Glug Glug one. That was a game that comes to mind realistically as well. An Aqua something or other from Bug Bite. We have to swim along spearing fish. It's like a shoot 'em up. Anyway. So, where were we? So Scuba Dive and Star Wars. So Star Wars. Let's get back to Star Wars things. So I got some nice little Star Wars things recently. And of course, May the 4th was the day that they released the new cartoon, which is kind of a follow-on from some of the stuff they did in Clone Wars, the final season, the Bad Batch, which is basically the Caminos of Planet Camino, who made the clones, decide to. I think they're called the Bad Batch. I think because they're a bad batch. However, they kind of changed the story a little bit, as in they were bad. They weren't correctly created clones. But I think now that in this series they were created with specific things in mind. So, for instance, Hunter, who's the main sort of leader, has heightened senses, so he can sense danger and other things. He's exactly that. He's a hunter. He's very much a heightened character. You got Crosshair, who's a sniper. You've got, I can't remember the name of the big guy. There's a big guy who's basically very strong. Wrecker, that's his name, Wrecker. Because he smashes things and he's very strong. They made him super strong. They're basically based on the original clones, but things are enhanced. Tech is the guy who's great with technology, and then there's another clone who actually isn't one of necessarily the Bad Batch, but basically they repaired him with cybernetics. I can't remember his name, and he's also in there. He's actually an original clone. But when they basically start with the Order 66, so Order 66 happens. And you see a young Jaden, who is who later becomes the Jedi in Rebels. And you see him in that, and what happens with Order 66, and they really dumbed it down. I have to admit, I was quite upset at what level of dumbing they actually did. It's not good dumbing, if that makes sense. It's really bad dumbing down. You kind of get the feeling that they I need to push the key. How do I get out of here? Oh, space. How do I rotate? That's right, space and rotate, that's it. So basically you've got oxygen, which you can replenish by going to the surface, if I remember rightly. And you basically have to go down, swim down, and then you have to go in. Yeah, you try not to kill yourself by hitting the bottom. And you try and collect from clams and other things. They're treasures. How do I slow down? Symbol shift. Right, space and symbol shift. Space and symbol shift are the keys, so there we go. Anyway, so basically we can swim along, avoid getting eaten by sharks. The fish in this are really well designed. I always liked it. And basically the idea is to get as many... So I've got 20 held, and I shouldn't... I've just lost them because I've bashed my head. But basically... Oh, damn, I died. Basically, you're not meant to smash your head, but you're meant to collect clams from clams. It's kind of cool. I like it. Of the time, and I've got... Of the time, it's quite impressive. And then we have to basically swim back up. And where the boat is, when it moves out the way of those blooming things. There we go, climb back in, and then we've got 40 points. And then we dive back down again. That's how you'd play. It's cool, isn't it? Such a simple little game. It looks beautiful to play. It looks good. And the idea is we're collecting from clams. I think there's treasure as well, actually. Or am I wrong? Can anybody remember? Oh, we got that one. Oh, we need to collect some treasure. Oh, dropped it. I'm sure there's treasure. Absolutely convinced there's treasure. Let's see. Avoid the shark. Don't get eaten. Look at that shark. The sharks are brilliant. The fish are brilliant. It looks so good. What a good looking game this is. Yeah, so they basically ruined Order 66 for me. It was you know, the order to kill the Jedi. They changed the story based on the comic book, which I thought they weren't doing, changing canon, because the comic books were canon at that point. So they've changed those. They've also changed, you know, a number of other things in the game, which is a bit disappointing. The TV thing. And there's no sense of urgency. So they're on the run. Basically, they do end up on the run from it because they don't have chips, because they're a bad batch. They're a batch that was specifically designed. They didn't implant them with chips. They were like a one-off. So they're on the run, and there's no sense of urgency. They just don't feel like it. And then they threw in some kind of weird other clone called Omega, i.e. the Last. So there's this weird clone called the Last, and she's a she, and she's a child. And they seem to just kidnap her and take her away from the evil empire, and you go, this is just weird. I don't understand that. I don't understand what they're doing. They have got a weird sense of honour and whatever else is, but it's just a bit of an odd one. I'm gonna have to keep watching but I'm hoping they don't break it any further. I'm really, I mean, this is the problem with Disney. I think they're just so they just, you know, they want to make so much money, they want to sell it to you, and then they do something like that, and you go, why did he do it? Anybody else watch it and think the same? I think there's no sense of urgency. If you're on the run from the Empire and you're in a town with the Empire, you'd have thought you'd have been a little bit more, I don't know, excited about it, sort of more sort of, again, I guess, ready for you know, action kind of thing. I don't know. It's not very good anyway in that sense. It's a real shame. Can the shoals of fish kill me? Yes, they can. I just wondered for a second there whether the shoals of fish killed me. Let us carry on. Let's see what else is on here. So we've got Nuclear Countdown next, which is cool. Let's do that. Yeah, Bad Batch. Not very pleased about, unfortunately. They were all right. They were a bit of a weird character set when they first chucked them into the whole thing. You know, with Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's just they're a weird set of characters. I didn't mind them, but they're weird set. But when they said they were going to do a TV series, I was like, yeah, okay. Well, you know, if you're going to if it's the same writers as the final season of Clone Wars, then this is going to be all right. This is going to be good. But it isn't, and that's the problem at the moment. It's not. I don't feel any. As I say, I don't feel that they've got any sense of urgency about it. They're on the run from the Empire. You can see already that they're going to bring conscripted troops in because they're cheaper to make than clones, which is actually a very good reason to specify. I mean, the original thing was they had like 500,000 clones, didn't they? And that was the original thing. And then they built clone army after clone after clone army, which are pre-built troops, accelerated growth, who effectively. Are you not going to load? It's not going to load, is it? It's going to be really awkward and not load. Try it again. Try it again. See if it works. It's one of those episodes. It really is. It's one of those really weird episodes. I've had a week off work, and I've been sort of trying to relax and whatever else, and really just used it as sort of charity shop time, you know, having a sleep and all that kind of stuff. All the things you do. No, it does not want to play. I wonder if what's on the other side. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to rewind it. And what we'll do is while that's doing that, I'll dig out, see if I got PlayZX. Well, on PlayZX whether Nuclear Countdown is there. So that's the game that's next. Let's do that. I've been doing a lot of PlayZX today. Nuclear Countdown by Atlantis. Sorry. Yes, it's there. It's there. We've got it. Let's see what's on this other side of this tape and see if it's the other. Got to knew it. Otherwise, it's never going to load, is it? Hopefully, this isn't Scuba Dive. It's the other side of the tape with the other thing on it. If it's the other game, we'll do the Nuclear Countdown first. We'll give it a try. Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed, really. Maybe I don't know. I mean, they bought Marvel, didn't they? And they've bought Marvel. They've bought the Lucasfilm. This is Disney, of course. You know, they've bought all these places, and they've got such great characters to work with, and such great, sort of back. In the case of Marvel, they've got all the stories, in the comic books, the good stuff as well, not the crappy stuff. And they just want to, and I know they want to be this family-friendly blooming company, but it just really annoy me that the Bad Batch. I know it's a cartoon, but there's plenty of people out there like me who've been watching the cartoons and really enjoying those cartoons and seeing the filling of their. And the change in the more adult nature of them, and then all of a sudden you do that to it, if you know what I mean. They don't make a nice job of it. This is definitely the second part of that tapey thing. It's a bit weird. It's having a little bit of a heebie-jeebie in the tape there. It's not very happy. It's not very happy in the tape drive. It's not. It's in the second tape drive now, so it's working. It's running, but it's not happy. I should have done that actually to begin with. Nuclear Countdown, shouldn't I? I shouldn't have swapped it up. But anyway, let's do this one while it's there, and then we'll swap over and we'll do the other one. I know it's a bit mix and match there as we go along. So don't know. I do like Mandalorian. I mean, Disney discovered that Mandalorian was the big reason why everybody was watching the whole thing. And then they had cancelled Disney because of what's the name of the character? I think it's called Cara Dune, isn't it? But I can't remember the name of the actress, or is she called Cara Dune? I don't know. Said something particularly inappropriate, and I can't remember what inappropriateness she made. I can't even remember what the general gist of it was. She said something inappropriate, and she's been removed, so she's not going to be in the next Mandalorian, which is fine. But also they've got rid of Grogu, which is fine. He's moved on. He's gone with Luke. And when you overlap like that, you see, I was hoping that I don't know. I was hoping that Grogu would have been picked up not by Luke, but by Ezra Bridger, who becomes an extremely powerful Force user in Rebels, and that would have been about the right time as well, because Mando's after the second Death Star is destroyed, and the remnants there. But of course, this is also where they've gone wrong with The Force Awakens. You shouldn't have the First Order again. You really shouldn't. And I know there's lots of powerful people wanting to spend money and make things happen, but it shouldn't have been the First Order. The First Order shouldn't have existed. We shouldn't have dug up the old characters necessarily. They didn't do the best by Luke. They didn't do the best by a lot of stuff. They tried to fix it in the third one by dragging literally people from the grave. I mean, there's lightsaber play in it, if you can accept that. But they should have read the bloody books. I mean, even what's he called, that J.J. Abrams, That guy, the guy who created Smoke in Lost, he made Smoke in one episode that ran through the forest, and we never saw it again. It never appeared again. A guy who starts well, but then has randomness written all over it. Who'd never seen Star Wars. Never seen Star Wars, and they gave him the job of directing it. And although they basically just repeated A New Hope or one of the other Star Wars films with the First Order thing there, they made such undeniably boring, unfashioned characters that I don't care really whether they lived or died. You could have killed the entire cast in the first movie, and I wouldn't have cared. They genuinely didn't, so long as it was, none of them I cared about. Not a single one of them, of those new cast and crew. And you wonder... You wonder where they didn't look at some of the books and some of the other stuff that had been created, some of the expanded universe, and done some of that. And I know they were trying to bring in new fans. And I'm sure they did bring in new fans. I mean, my daughter, dressed up as Rey, and she quite liked Rey, and I went to see Star Wars myself, and I was quite excited, especially to show my daughter, my child, there's something that I loved so much. Input your password. Passcode. Password? Oh, this is good. The second part of the tape is with a passcode on it. Okay, let's look it up. Let's see if we can find the passcode for this so we can do it. This is a bit of a weird one, but we'll do it. Let's see if we can look it up and see if we can find it. I'm assuming it was in the magazine at the time. Maybe. Passcode. I'm just going to see if I can find the passcode for this. Digging. I can't find it thus far. Is that a Spectrum game? I don't want to put the word passcode. Queen of Diamonds, is that what it's called? Spectrum, Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds. Is that it? It came on a Crash Presents. That's marvellous. Yes, that's great to see. Let's see if there's a passcode. I've got the inlay. I'm going to open the inlay and we're going to have a look at that. And is there a passcode here to open it? The Queen of Diamonds. Nothing that I can see. Here is a code. Marvellous. This has been a good episode. Very good episode. Nothing has come up that's been useful. Load part 2, part 3. Part 3 you need a password for. Why the hell would you give me a game that I haven't got a password for? Oh, I guess you had to have the 2 weeks beforehand because there's part 1 and 2. I'm guessing you had to have the 2 previous months worth of codes. Wow. I'm just looking through the instructions here. I can't seem to see them. Load all the parts. Huh. Let's try what it's got here. Kabbalism. I can't spell. Help. What now? East? Oh my god, I'm having such a great time with this. I really am. Let's go countdown. Nuclear countdown. Oh, that's rubbish, isn't it? What's the point? I guess they would want you to buy it weekly, and then actually bag the codes as you went along. I'm guessing that's what the plan was. I assume from There we go. Yes, loader. Thank you. Oh no, this is the wrong game. Don't stop the tape. Nuclear attack is loading. It's not nuclear attack. Oh well. It's quite a quick loader, so we might as well have a look at nuclear attack while we're here. That was the thing, wasn't it? Back in the 80s, we were all fearful of the Cold War and that we were all going to be blown up by nuclear attacks. It was one of those things. When the Wind Blows. Does anybody remember that? Raymond Briggs' book. Anybody get that out of the library as a kid, thinking it was going to be another Fungus the Bogeyman or what was the name of that other one? Or Santa Claus, Santa books. I did as a kid. And then read it and was in tears because it was the most harrowing experience of nuclear and radiation and sickness and death that I possibly have ever read as a child. I thought it was a comic book, and it wasn't. And there it was in the kids section. They put it in the kids section as well. I'm sure that Raymond Briggs intentionally did that to traumatise children. But that was a weird one, wasn't it? Everybody was going to get blown up, and nuclear death was very imminent. Nowadays, it's more likely going to be economic death of poverty and poorness, isn't it? You know, you're going to die of starvation. It's more likely the case in this world. But anyway, it was a hell of a comic book. I mean, to be fair, it was brilliant, and there's a movie obviously as well, but terribly depressing. And frightening, realistically. I mean, very frightening indeed. You know, the surviving a nuclear attack, and then what happens, and you know the knock-on effects of the radiation and the fallout are and nothing short of terrifying and awful. There's apparently a movie, and I have got it somewhere that I do need to watch, called Threads, which was a TV movie by the BBC about the post-nuclear war, and apparently it's absolutely tragic. It's really, really terrible. It's a horrible, horrible movie, and it's a horrible, horrible subject. It's apparently it's worth watching just because of the fact that it's that kind of sort of tragically sort of terrible. I must watch that now. And nobody turns into a radioactive spider whenever these things happen. They all die, unfortunately, because gamma radiation passes through concrete walls. Well, it doesn't pass through that thick a concrete wall, but it does pass through some certain things. And it goes through you like your butter. And there's nothing worse than particles or radioactive activity going through you, I guess. So years ago, I stood on top of a nuclear power plant. That was quite an aside, realistically. I was very lucky when I was at college. I needed to do an extra year because I didn't quite get the grades I needed to do the course. But I got to did a pre-year course in technology and other things, and I had a lecturer, and he's one of these people. You know, these people that you reach back and you remember. I don't remember his name, but I do remember he was a professor. But he was like a professor of life. He had multiple doctorates in physics, astrology, lots of things. He was a very, very intelligent man, but he also had a lot of corporate sort of people that he dealt with and worked with, and he just got us access to the closest nuclear power station, and we just all wandered around and stood on the top of a reactor. So there you go. That's the most. I was excited, but I remember that he was a very, very, very interesting person. Do I want instructions? Yes, I damn well do. You were in charge of a surface-to-air ground guided missile base at the outbreak of nuclear war. Well spelt there with the nuclear. Nuclear war. Your job is to defend 5 cities and 1 missile launching site from the nuclear missiles. You have 30 surface-to-air missiles. Oh, it's going to be Oh, God. Missile command. That's what it's going to be. Careful, you last line of defence, the more you can evacuate the people. Right, okay. So the keys are... Oh, God. The usual ones. Yep. Left, right, up, down, whatever else it is. The missiles, shoot them down. Extra there. Yeah, good luck, you're going to need it. I am. With those keys, I am. Blooming hate these keys. Why did they think these are good keys? Is it because of cursor joysticks? Pressing the key to start. Yep. Oh, it's a basic game. Did I impact that? No. Yeah, got the plane. Yay! Nuclear attack. Definitely a basic game. You can tell by the speed. There we go. Defend the cities. I'm going to press the brake key here. Yeah, there you go. List. There's your basic game. Thing is, back in the day, you could get away with doing a basic game and doing that kind of thing. Kind of cool. Excellent. Right, let's load the right game this time round. Let's go for that. I don't know how I managed to get a nuclear attack there, but anyway. Here we go. Nuclear countdown from Atlantis. I'm not sure what I'm collecting at the moment. The Spectrum stuff, actually. I'm very eclectic with my collections. I collect weird and wonderful things. I kind of collect them when they've got nice covers. If they've got a nice cover, I collect it. If they've got a very 80s cover, I collect it. If they've got one that looks almost 70s or 60s in style, I collect it. I have a bit of a, as I say, I'm not quite a magpie as such with it, because I have got more selective as I've gone on, because I used to buy bulk sort of bundles, and I don't do that anymore. I definitely don't do that anymore. But I do have some sort of collections that I've had from along the way. But I have bits and pieces. The only thing I have, as I say before, is my Firebird White Label collection. It's the only one that I've got a complete collection of. Keep meaning to do a video on it. Never get the time. Someday I'll do it. So you know, one day I'll win the lottery and just do Spectrum games all day long for everybody. Every day of the week. Well, maybe take Saturday and Sundays off for a change and just do the rest of the week for it. What do you think? Build a studio. Show off the tapes and things like that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? You know, I think that'd be cool anyway. That would be nice. I'd quite like to do that. Just showing off the sort of bits and pieces, showing the games, showing the hardware, showing the ways that you preserve some of it as well. You know, because I definitely want this stuff to last. I'm not going to bin it as far as I'm concerned. We can try and keep it working. I did get a video pack G7000 the other day, which is basically an Odyssey 2 in a box. And it needs a power supply, but I definitely think I can do that. I think it's one that can be done. If not, I'm going to send it to somebody who actually can do it. So we'll see if we can get that working. Because that's quite nice. There were 6 games with it, so to be honest with you, they're getting quite rare now apparently as well. 1978 that thing came out. Can you believe it? 1978, the video pack thing. It's amazing, really. Not very powerful though. It's got like 64 bytes of memory or something like that. Just terribly small. But of course everything came on the cartridges, so it didn't really matter to it that it was only this minuscule little amount of memory. Just a tiny bit of memory. Almost ready for another coffee, actually, to be honest with you. Been yakking away and sort of talking to you. How's your week been? Have you had a good week? Have you had any good goodies? Have I broke that? Has that stopped? Has that hung? That looks like it's hung. That's a good start. It's really good. We're enjoying this. Alright, okay. Nuclear countdown. Let's try that again. That's because I asked if we had a good week. That's what it was. I wonder if it's got a... No, 87? Might work with the loader, actually. We'll give it a try. Stop. Start. Only ever released by Atlantis, by the looks of things here. 1987. It's only a 3-minute 13-second loader, so it's quite a little quick loader for a specky game. There we go. Some good stuff this week on the channel. You've got, if you haven't seen it, the Dizzy Revisited is quite a long one for me. I kind of one day last week, I kind of sat down and I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to play it. You know, I'm just going to have a go at playing it. And the worst part is I've forgotten how to play all of the Dizzy. I got some of the bits, but I forgot all the rest of it. I'm rubbish at remembering what you're meant to do, because it's like you got to put things with things to get things to happen, and I can't remember all the things that go with the things. I remembered the grease gun. I knew about the flask, but only because I read the instructions. I knew about the torch to light the fire below the cauldron, because you've got to create a potion. It's not changing anything. You've got to create a potion to beat the wizard Zax, because he's always nasty as Zax. Wizard with Zax. He's always the bad guy. They're always horrible. So, but yeah, you have to create a potion. That also works with Athlete's Foot, apparently. But that was 1987, I think, as well, with that game. The Dizzy. The original Dizzy. Amazing, really. Such an old game nowadays. 34 years old. Next year, the Spectrum is 40. Well, the original Spectrum is 40. Wow. And they're still working. Mine's still working. I don't know how many Spectrums you guys have got and things like that, or how many things. I mean, some of you just collect, don't you? And you know, use like PlayZX to play them. I try and load them from the tape if I can. Not that it works very often. It tends to be a bit problematic, as you can tell. But even PlayZX can be a bit finicky as well. That's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. My son's school is thinking about starting a gaming club. He goes to a special needs school. He's got autism, and they're thinking about starting a gaming club. And I've been thinking about it. And I've been asking about sort of old consoles and things like that. And I'm thinking, you know, what they haven't thought about is that they'll have modern day tellies for the most part, where they need HDMI converters and all this kind of stuff. Realistically, the best generation that they'll be at is sort of Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. That's the kind of generation they need to be at for them to be able to play sort of games with the kids. I think that's the only real generation you can be, sort of, you know, that kind of era of games. I think they're going to struggle otherwise. But what ran through my mind, or kind of crossed my mind, is maybe they were better off little Raspberry Pis, and you know, with an assortment of sort of games preloaded onto it. You know, lots of retro stuff. So a load of Raspberry Pis, loads of the bits that go with it, just loaded up, sort of, and then they could actually just play. You know, and the thing is, they're simple as well, aren't they? You know, it's gonna be tough, but they're simple. The old games, these kind of things, are quite simple. And of course, nowadays there's plenty of accessibility stuff that you can get for kids with disabilities. So you can get sort of bits and pieces that'll work better with it. Oh right, okay, we've even got. This is exciting. We've even got, he says, on here a way to define the keys. So that's a good thing. And game info. So we might have to do game info and have a little look at it. I don't remember Nuclear Countdown. Do you remember Nuclear Countdown? I don't remember Nuclear Countdown. Anyway, right, okay. How to redefine the keys. They look weird, those keys. Maybe I should do them like they look. Up at an angle, down at an angle. Up at an angle, down at an angle, shield. Pause, H. Q, quit, G. Right, game info, I. Welcome to Nuclear Countdown. You have been placed in command of a team of 5 attack droids. Your mission is to destroy the 4 nuclear cells that threaten the world with imminent destruction. Care must be taken as energy will be drained when a droid is close to the cell. The cells are so unstable they are easily destroyed on contact with your droid. Good luck. Alright, so we just have to run into them. Right, okay. Space to start the mission. Here we go. Nuclear Countdown. Okay. That makes sense with the isometric view. Right. That hurts. Ah. This is hard. Oh. That robot there was really nasty. It came after me. Good style. That's alright, actually. It's graphically, anyway. I'm not convinced by the you know, I'm not a big fan of isometric, as I've said before, but that's alright. Fell off. Yeah. I think I'd got this on a cover tape. I'd have been mightily impressed. Don't know about you, but I think I would have been happy with this. Would have got my money's worth. Oops, I'm not very good at going off the edge of there though. Keep on falling off. I think I'm running out of fuel. By the way, I definitely need more. Fuel. I'm feeling tired now. Definitely need more. Yeah, we go. That way. Oh, did I find one? I think I found one for a minute there. I feel like I found a. I feel like I found a. I feel like I found one of the nuclear power things. There, got one. I think. Or was it just energy? Maybe just energy. Those guys collided with each other. I forgot about my shield. I can engage my shield, look. There's a nuclear power thing there. I forgot I can engage my shield. I can destroy him with my shield engaged. Well, but except for that one. I'm guessing that pole there in the middle there, the sort of, robo rating, useless, all destroyed. Activate shield for another game. Yeah, it's all right actually. To be honest with you, I think I would have been quite chuffed with that if I'd got back in the day. I would have liked that one. I think it would have been one. Looks, I bet the cover was really brilliant for that as well. I bet it's really nice Atlantis cover for that one. I liked it when Atlantis sort of changed their covering as well. The cover's got sort of more impressive when you get to Super Kid and sort of other things. Hopefully this has not gone too far on. It really doesn't want to play today, does it? What is it with this tape today? I did say though they're pretty poor, these cover tape ones. They're definitely not the best. They can be a bit hit and miss whether or not they actually work. All right. Right, let's see if this works. Come on, you know you want to. No, definitely doesn't want to. Doesn't want to. Let's see if we can find surface tension from... Who's it from? Power tape. I don't know if it'll be here. We'll try. Might be. Surface tension. Oh, it is. 1985 by Unknown. Marvellous. Let's give this a try. Let's see what this one is. There we go. Surface tension. Loader. Give the other tape a fast forward while we're doing this. And just might as well while we're at it. So we turn it over and put it back down back on the floor. And literally one game worked off that tape. one single thing worked. Scuba dive, finally loaded. I don't even know if I've got scuba dive, actually. I think I probably do. I've got a cupboard with games in, and there were a big batch of purchases. And do you know what? I've done blowing nothing with them. Nothing at all. It feels like I should have done something with them, but I haven't. So I've got a big cupboard with these things in that they need to be sorted. Surface tension by Scats. It looks like a plane, that. An aquaplane, maybe? Maybe that's what it is, floating on the top of the surface of the water. And sadly, he's got that thing that goes right across there, so the surface tension is now Surface Ion. Surface Ion by Scats. Serious game. Whatever happened to everybody loving Bandersnatch as well? Do you remember Bandersnatch on Netflix? It was one of them things that went from 0 to 100 miles per hour and then just disappeared again. You know, slammed the brakes on, careered off the road, and did a flip into a ditch, and everybody died. And we haven't seen it since then. That's the kind of thing it was, wasn't it? It was like everybody was like 80s was like into it, you know. And there was the game that came with it, Nosedive. Do you remember that? Nosedive was really good. I did it on my channel, actually, to be honest with you. Well, recommend playing Nosedive. Great game. Bit like Downfall, you know, where you fall down and you've got to avoid stuff. Really good, excellent game. But where did it all go? It's all kind of all. There was that whole thought that it had been... Now it's the surface tension by... surface ion by... just doing it again. But it all kind of disappeared, and there was that whole... were Netflix going to be threatened with legal action by the people of the Choose and Book people, the fighting fantasy people, because they basically created a Choose and Book game on the telly? But it won't be the first time that's happened. They haven't gone and sued anybody else. It's only because it's Netflix that they sued them. But I still recommend Bandersnatch. Well worth watching. The sort of the legend of that. It's very weird though. And did anybody else do it? Did anybody get? Is there a good ending for it? Most of mine ended in murder. Most of my endings for it ended in murder. But I do recommend watching that one if you haven't watched it, or at least interacting with it, because you get to choose your music at the beginning. I went with the Thompson Twins. I had to have a bit of Thompson Twins. I asked for that on my Amazon Music the other day. Didn't get the Thompson Twins. Well, not initially, anyway. Got something else 80s. I can't remember what it was. And then it moved on to the Thompson Twins. Surface Ion by. No scats anymore. No tension. It's loading. It's loading. We there yet? Cheat or not? No. Code by Damon Scattergood, by Paul and Damon Scattergood. Art 3 to redefine the keys. Yes. Up, down, left, right, fire. Okay, this looks actually like it might be good. Preparing to play. Oh wow. Actually, it is quite good. Don't know why it's called surface tension, but oh, gotta be quick though. Oh, actually quite good. Thy mission has ended. I really like the effects as well on the screen. That's quite good. Let's have another blast at that. Surface tension. Got a new high score, of course. Oh, that's because I pressed the keys. I thought it was up and down, left and right. I'm loving the little effects. These guys knew what they were doing. Want to play? I'm going for it. Oh, yes. It's got my shoot 'em up juices flowing. Oh God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Properly get my juices flowing. I like that. Let's get my name in here then, properly. I must get the high score there. That's blooming brilliant, by the way. I love the rotating effects. They're so cool. Look at those colours they're rotating in those boxes beside it. Somebody knew some code. Play again. How many? I haven't looked at the menu at the bottom. Aliens remaining 100. Got to kill 100 aliens. Blooming heck, that's going to be hard. 99. Ah, right. It's cumulative. They look like Star Trek ships. They look like the little shuttle. I did all right there. Got a few. 19 of them I got then. Oh, that mission has ended. I love that. I'm having another go. This is one I feel like I can actually beat. There we go. Cap shift on. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to look for this one now. See who this was released with. Or was it only on this? Oh! Sugar. Don't go down. That was cool. How many have I got left? I must have killed loads. 55. It gives you a little break before it starts them, and then they just come in flipping droves of them. Damn, I moved down on that. I did all right. Nah, your mission is ended. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's proper good. That's proper good fun. That. Oh, I can highly recommend that one. D. Now I'm D. It's alright. D! I'm going one more go. Stay up is the answer to this, by the way. Oh, yeah! Shit! Gosh! No, there's a knack to it. I had the knack earlier, and I've got it. Wow, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. You see, like and sub or whatever else it is. Subscribe. There we go. Something like that. Anyway, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. And please remember to choose between the computer hits or the computer hits 3. Cheers now. Bye bye.